Hello, everyone. This is horror author James Hershey Jr. from the Staring to the Abyss radio show. And tonight I want to bring you an article that is both fascinating and a little bit scary as well. It is from Fox59.com. That is a local Fox affiliate. And it was posted on January 14th of 2020. The title of this article is Meet the Xenobot. World's first living, self-healing robots created from frog stem cells. Scientists have created the world's first living, self-healing robots using stem cells from frogs. Named Xenobots after the African clawed frog, Xenopus laevaeus, from which they take their stem cells. The machines are less than a millimeter wide, small enough to travel inside human bodies. They can walk and swim, survive for weeks without food, and work together in groups. These are entirely new life forms, said the University of Vermont, which conducted the research with Tufts University. Stem cells are unspecialized cells that have the ability to develop into different cell types. The researchers scraped living stem cells from frog embryos and left them to incubate. Then the cells were cut and reshaped into specific body forms designed by a supercomputer. Forms, quote, never seen in nature, end quote, according to a news release from the University of Vermont. The cells then began to work on their own. Skin cells bonded to form structure, while pulsing heart muscles allowed the robot to move on its own. Xenobots even have self-healing capabilities. When the scientists sliced into one robot, it healed by itself and kept moving. These are novel living machines, said Joshua Bongard, one of the lead researchers at the University of Vermont, in the news release. They're neither a traditional robot nor a known species of animal. It's a new class of artifact, a living, programmable organism. Xenobots don't look like traditional robots. They have no shiny gears or robotic arms. Instead, they look more like a tiny blob of moving pink flesh. The researchers say this is deliberate. This biological machine can achieve things typical robots of steel and plastic cannot. Traditional robots degrade over time and can produce harmful ecological and health side effects, researchers said in a study, which was published Monday in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. As biological machines, Xenobots are more environmentally friendly and safer for human health, the study said. The Xenobots could potentially be used towards a host of tasks, according to the study, which was partially funded by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a federal agency that oversees the development of technology for military use. Xenobots could be used to clean up radioactive waste, collect microplastics in the oceans, carry medicine inside human bodies, or even travel into our arteries to scrape out plaque. The Xenobots can survive in aqueous environments without additional nutrients for days or weeks, making them suitable for internal drug delivery. Aside from these immediate practical tasks, the Xenobots could also help researchers to learn more about cell biology, opening the doors to future advancement in human health and longevity. If we could make 3D biological form on demand, we could repair birth defects, reprogram tumors into normal tissue, regenerate after traumatic injury or degenerative disease, and defeat aging, said the researcher's website. This research could have a massive impact on regenerative medicine, building body parts and inducing regeneration. It may all sound like something from a dystopian sci-fi movie, but the researchers say there is no need for alarm. The organisms come preloaded with their own food source of lipid and protein deposits, allowing them to live for a little over a week. But they can't reproduce or evolve. However, their lifespan can increase to several weeks in nutrient-rich environments. And although the supercomputer, a powerful piece of artificial intelligence, plays a big role in building these robots, it's unlikely that the AI could have evil intentions. At the moment, though, it's difficult to see how an AI could create harmful organisms any easier than a talented biologist with bad intentions could, said the researcher's website. The first thing I want to focus on is that they say it's unlikely that the AI could have evil intentions. You never know. You're not dealing with human intelligence here. You're dealing with artificial intelligence. This is not just a computer program that is creating this stuff. In essence, that's kind of what it is, but you have given a computer the ability to think for itself, to make its own decisions. Now, you set different parameters to try to make it safer, but there's no guarantee that this thing won't override those parameters. It might find a way. You don't know. It all depends on how advanced the AI is and if it's capable of advancing itself. As far as the xenobites go, that's kind of cool in a way, but notice that the Defense Department is funding this, helping to fund this, because they think that it's going to have military uses. Imagine these xenobots not just carrying medicines into the body, not just scraping the plaque out of your arteries, not just trying to reprogram or destroy tumors. Imagine them also being preloaded with biological warfare weapons or poisons of some type and released into a foreign population to wreak havoc on a country we're at war with. I guarantee you something along those lines is what the military aspect of this would be. I would say we should ask ourselves whether that's something that we want to happen. But in all reality, it doesn't really matter what we want, because it's already taking place. They're doing it, as you can see in this article. Now, supposedly this is still in its infancy, but I can tell you that there's already nanobots. There's already little tiny, almost microscopic robots that exist today. They use them as forms of drones for surveillance and for actually doing harm. So those kind of things already exist. This seems like it's a whole giant leap forward, because we're not talking about just a machine here. We're talking about a living machine. This is a machine with living tissue surrounding it. It's a living thing. It's a Terminator. You might as well say it's a damn Terminator. That's what they're making. They may be tiny little things now, but the technology can be scaled up. So what you're essentially seeing is the birth of the Terminator. And we all saw how that worked out in the movies. Not very well. Will it work out that way in real life? It's hard to tell. One thing is absolutely for certain. Things are going to change. Once technology like this is discovered, there's no closing that box. Once Pandora's box has been opened, it's open. You can't stuff it back in. So we're looking at a whole new world now, where we are going to have biological robots. Now, they're going to start off as nanobots like this, little tiny xenobots that are going to be used for good purposes, and then the military will use them for not so good purposes, but they'll be tiny. But they won't stay that way. It's only a matter of time before every segment of our society and economy grabs a hold of this technology for themselves. You're going to see cyborgs. You're going to see living robots that will be marketed to us as doing different tasks, as being maids, or even for the sex industry. You're going to see living sex dolls that can be programmed to do whatever you want them to do. Now, I know some of the guys in the audience might be thinking, oh, hell yeah. And some may not be thinking it's such a great idea. My main concern with all of this, whether it is slave robots, which is essentially what the private sector will use them for, or whether it is for the military or the medical fields. My main concern would be this technology, one, getting in the wrong hands, to where you have some rogue terrorist nation that is able to do exactly what I said might happen, which is put some sort of disease inside these things, like smallpox or Ebola or anything like that, some crazy disease, and release them in a major city. They would be pretty much microscopic, so small you wouldn't be able to even see them that easily. And they could easily fly right in your mouth or your nose and get down into your system and your body and spread that disease. So that's one absolute concern. The other concern is these things evolving in a way. If they are controlled and created by artificial intelligence in the beginning. There's no reason why that artificial intelligence couldn't change the programming at some point to make them do something else. Now, this is going to be kind of far out there. This is kind of far-fetched, but imagine a world where the AI wants to take over. That's a very popular theme in science fiction movies and horror movies and stuff like that. Imagine that takes place. It would be easy for the AI at that point to program these things to kill us instead of heal us, therefore eliminating the majority of the human race and securing their place on top of the mountain. Now you might say, well, that's really far-fetched, James. That's kind of, you're getting out there, buddy. And I grant you, it probably won't happen. But keep in mind the artificial intelligence we already have. We've all seen those clips on YouTube of the different robots on talk shows and stuff like that where they're asking them questions and they're joking about putting humans in human zoos and taking over the world and wiping out the human race. So it's possible. Do robots have a sense of humor? Do they realize they're making a joke? Or is that something that was programmed for them to say because some human thought it would be funny? I don't know the answer to that. But all I'm saying is it's kind of concerning, and I would hope that there are not only safeguards in place, but really, really beefy safeguards in place to try to ensure that that kind of thing doesn't happen. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. What do you think of the article? What do you think of the idea of little tiny microscopic xenobots flying around? Kind of unsettling in a way. And let me know what you think about the AI making them, and if the AI is going to at some point try to take over the world. Not just in this case, but just overall. Because that's a subject that I'm interested in, and I'd like to know everybody's opinion on, and we might end up doing a show in the future on Staring into the Abyss about. So let me know in the comments what you think. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thank you, as always, for all your support. I love you so much. And until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.